What's going on, guys? Chandler's Legacy Farm here. Today we're going to be talking about a bunch of different things. The first thing I want to start out with is I have got some exciting news. I'm affiliated with a few other companies now. I've got a few things coming in. I've got a multi-tool video I'm going to have to get to for HX Outdoors. I've got I'm an affiliate now with a flashlight company, and that new flashlight will be coming in sometime soon. Can't elaborate on that one a lot yet. I've got a buck knife I'm going to be doing a video on soon. What else do I have? I got another shipment of an array of different things from Outdoor Element, including another knife. So that'll be coming also. I am now an affiliate with Fintiso knives, and I've got a Fintiso knife that I've got to get a video out for. The month of April is going to get very interesting and very busy. I'm just saying, this next month coming up is going to get very interesting on the channel. If you're not a subscriber yet, I urge you to subscribe because there's going to be a lot of content coming out. So with all of that out of the way, if everyone remembers, right after Christmas, I ended up with the Kizer Hare. Okay, that blade broke on me in the Firecraft video, and I contacted Kaiser. This is 40 something emails later. Okay, 40 something emails later, back and forth with Kaiser, working with them to see what we were going to do about this issue that that came up with me with this Kizer Hare. So Kaiser, they tested a lot of their knives out of the same lot of the one that I had. Every one of those knives performed flawlessly. Okay. They did say that they wanted my knife back. They had to create a shipping label, email it to me. I had to get to FedEx drop-off, I think it was, or UPS drop-off. I can't remember which one it was, but either way, I had to drop it off, send my knife back to China so they could study it and check the hardness, check the steel, check the integrity, to compare it to, what they had saw out of that same batch of knives. Okay. So in conclusion, they concluded that basically I pushed the knife farther than what it was capable of withstanding. And they addressed a couple of the complaints that I had. Now, a lot of people says, oh, you shouldn't be batoning a knife that small. You shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't be doing that, right? You shouldn't be batoning a knife at all. Well, this is what I do. So this is what I like to do. So it is what it is, guys. So anyway, they tested the knives. Their knives, ended up passing the tests with flying colors. At the end of this video, I'm going to put in snapshots of all of the different testing that they did with their knives. And I'm going to put in snapshots of the testing they did on the blade that I sent back. Okay. And there will be snapshots of different snapshots of what some of the emails were back and forth. Okay. So Kaiser basically went back to the drawing board because Kaiser still wants to label this knife as the Kizer Hare as basically a bushcraft knife. Okay. Maybe a backup bushcraft knife, but because it's not a large knife. Okay. In the original video, I kind of compared it to something similar in the size of the Esee Izula. At that time, I did not have an Izula. So while all this was going on, I made sure that I purchased me an Esee Izula that we can do some comparisons with. Okay. So no further ado, let's get into this. This is what Kaiser sent me back as their brand new redesigned knife, the Kizer Hare. Okay, what they did, we'll get it unpacked here. What your box looks like. What they have done, they have actually thickened it up behind the edge just a little bit. Get rid of some of this crap. You always get a little sticker, and there's your presentation. Now it was slipped down in a bag, and it had one of the little tip protectors and all that stuff. But I've already opened this blade. So this is my brand new from Kaiser redesigned Kizer Hare. Okay. Then the sheath that they sent me, standard sheath, no fire steel, just standard sheath, and sheath is great on this one as well. I really like the Hare. I really didn't want it to break. I mean, I was praying that it would hold up. The Kizer Hare, you can purchase it in D2 steel, or you can purchase it in Nitro V. I like the stainless properties of Nitro V, so that's why I went with this blade. But here it is, brand new redesigned Kizer Hare. Now, I would say these are going to start hitting the market very soon, I would say. So I don't know if, like the other day, Gideon's Tactical, he ended up getting one of these, and he also got the Kaiser Beaver, I believe. And Gideon referenced my video and put basically a little snapshot of my knife breaking. So he took his knife to Pound Town. I mean, he beat the hell out of his knife, and his knife held up fine. But the one that they sent him may have been one of these new redesigned blades. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So this new redesigned blade, I don't think they made the blade steel. The stock is, I think, the same thickness, the way I can understand it. But they did make it a little thicker behind the edge. So this saber grind is definitely a little thicker all the way down to the edge. Now, I didn't take any measurements off my original blade before I sent it back. I wish I would have. Fail on my part, I know. But I can remember exactly the way that blade felt, and this blade is definitely thicker behind the edge, so it should not break out, or chip out. And another one of my complaints was the sharpened spine portion that's right here between the jipping that is here and here. That was supposed to be sharp enough to strike a fire steel, scratch fat wood. Well, at least strike a fire steel. That's what they, that's what they were marketing it as, is that it was a spot to strike fire steel. Mine was not sharpened enough. It would not strike a fire steel at all. This one will. This portion right here is definitely flat enough that it will strike a fire steel, okay? Definitely strike a fire steel. It is for sure sharp. There will be another firecraft done with this blade right here. I'm praying it don't break, because I do not want to have to go through this again, because I love this knife. I don't want to break it, but I am going to do a firecraft with it, and we will see how it holds up. So stay tuned for that. The fitment in the sheath is great. Literally no rattle. It's just tight. It pops in and out great. This is a great blade, guys. It is a great blade. Now that they've redesigned it, sure, there's probably going to be some people that's going to bitch and gripe. Well, now it's thicker behind the edge, so it's not as slicey. Well, horseshit. It's a saber grind. I mean, it's still going to be slicey, guys. It's still going to be a slicey knife. They didn't thicken it up humongous. You know what I'm saying, guys? So it's still going to be a great knife. Like I said, I can feel that behind the edge does definitely feel thicker than what mine did. But it's still going to be a great slicing knife. All they did was strengthen and add some integrity to the knife. That is all they did. And like I said, there will be about 8 different snapshots, I think. I don't remember. There's 7 or 9, somewhere in there, snapshots that I will put in at the end of this video. And you guys can pause and zoom in, and you guys can read the, where they studied the grain structure. They tested the heat treatment. They tested the hardness. They took theirs and found a knotty piece of wood, one of those out of the same lot that my broken one was in, and they beat the shit out of it through a knotty chunk of pine, just like mine, and it held up fine. So, I think, guys, I think Kaiser done a great thing here by working with me and me working with them. Believe it or not, it was a great experience. And because of what happened to me, I think everyone that's going to purchase one of these now is actually going to end up getting a little tougher, little stronger blade out of the deal. Now, I don't think they're going to raise the prices on them or anything. I think the prices should stay around the same. That wasn't talked about in any of the emails, but this is the one they sent me back. They sent back to me, and it is definitely better just by the looks and the feel of it. It definitely is better than the one that I originally owned, because this one will strike a fire steel. I'm sure of it. It will scratch fat wood. Definitely feels, in my opinion now, just because I don't have any measurements to go off of because I failed on that part, but it definitely feels thicker behind the edge. And that's the reason why Gideon's Tactical, excuse me, his knife, that may have been the reason why it held up fantastic. If you haven't checked out his video, it's like a little 3-minute short video, and he beat the hell out of it, and it held up perfect. Okay, guys? So I think these Kizer Hares, I think they're great, and, you know, I think they're even better now, is what I'm saying. So, like I said in the first video, I kind of compared it to like an Esee Izula. Well, until I really got my hands on an Izula, I really didn't know for sure, but here's your comparison. The Kizer Hare definitely has a handle that is longer than the Izula, so it's more like an Izula 2. I assumed it was basically like a knockoff of an Izula 2. It's really not. The blade is actually larger too. It has a longer blade. It has a wider blade. The blade steel thickness is actually on this Nitro V is just a little bit thicker than on this this Izula, you know, your 1095. So I understand you're not going to hardly, you know, as far as the toughness goes on 1095, it's great. We all know that. But just saying, everyone was saying in the video, you know, in the comment section, why are you beating the hell out of a knife that small? It's actually larger than the Izula, and people's been beating the hell out of these Izulas forever. I understand it's 1095, it's not Nitro V. I understand all that, but still, people's been beating the shit out of these ever since they came out, and they hold up great. This is actually a little larger knife, so why wouldn't you think that it would hold up compared to this one, other than maybe the difference in the steel being Nitro V? So that's your biggest, you know, maybe the biggest holdback on it. But either way, guys, this is, I think they did a fantastic job. It's definitely a little thicker behind the edge. Definitely going to strike a fire steel. We know these Izulas will not strike a fire steel unless you knock some of the coating off the back, you know, if you buy a coated one anyway. So great improvements, in my opinion. Now, we are, like I said, there will be a Firecraft video on this thing coming out. I pray that I don't break it, but I am going to put it through its paces just like a normal Firecraft video. I'm not going to try to be real gentle on it, but I'm not going to try to break it either. You know, it'll be similar to what I was doing before, okay? So, and then another knife that I compared it to was the Scout Feather. The Scout Feather from Outdoor Element. This is the Glow Feather. Comes with a little glowing whistle, and you can see there it's definitely a little bit larger than it. And you know, this is a way more substantial knife than this. This is in VG10 steel, a stainless steel. I have beat the living hell out of this little guy, and it has taken everything I threw at it, and it will strike a fire steel on the back of the spine. These little Outdoor Element blades are fantastic. Okay, they're not quite too big that you can wear as a neck knife. They come with a little clip on the back that you can clip to your belt. And now Outdoor Element, they make a pocket clip. They've designed a pocket clip so you can actually pocket carry this thing. Right there you can see how it's bolted on. Very cool. Still got your fire steel. It comes with it. Very cool little knife. I'm going to talk more about this in a future video with all of that new Outdoor Element stuff that I got in. I got a pile of shit in from Outdoor Element. They are awesome. I love my affiliation with Outdoor Element. Great. It's a great small company from Colorado. They do some great work, guys. So we'll get some of this stuff put up before I end up lacerating a finger or something. But there's my two comparisons. you can definitely tell that's not a small, it's, you know what I'm getting at? It's not a small knife. It's a 7-inch knife overall. The blade from the very tip of the handle to the very tip of the knife is nearly 3 1/4 long, you know. So it's not a small knife. Everybody was saying, why would you beat the hell out of that small of a knife? Well, it's not as small as you think. And like I said, people's been beating the shit out of these for years. So, you know what I mean? And I have beat the shit out of this one a lot since I've had it, and it's held up to everything. So, all right, that's I guess that's about all I got for this one, because I think the improvements are going to be, I think they're going to be great. You know, I think it's going to be great. And I think even if you ended up with one of the batches that I had that broke on me with a little thinner stock, you know, with a little thinner behind the edge, I think you'd still be happy with one of those, because, I mean, sure, maybe that knot was had a little bit of, you know, maybe it was a little frozen. Maybe it, you know, I know the wood had been frozen in the garage, you know, but I don't know. It was, I mean, it was kind of a fat wood knot. You know, it was a dark colored knot. I don't know. A lot of people's like, well, why were you using a rubber mallet, this and that? And, you know, everything, the comments on that video were just back and forth and all over the place. But there was a lot of hatred. there was a lot of people questioning why I was doing what I was doing. You know, I tried to keep it as, tried to keep all the comments in check. You know what I'm saying? Nothing got too wild. And any of the comments that came across that I didn't like, they're just gone. Just, you know, they're gone. I didn't even leave them, let them stay on there. Right. I mean, some of them were questionable, and some of the ones that were questionable that might have had a point to it, I left it on there. But any of the real bad comments that was just derogatory and negative, that's what I do with all the comments that I see come across on any of my videos. If you're going to be negative, and you're going to be, for a better term, ignorant about stuff, you know, and try to belittle me and make me feel like an idiot. I mean, I deal with myself every day. I know if I'm an idiot or not, right? So if, you know, if things come across wrong to me, I may assess it and read it a few different times to make sure what it, you know, what they're trying to say and whether there's any value. That's the whole thing. If there's no value in your comment and it's just derogatory, it's getting gone. That's just the way I do it with my channel. But so I don't like to put up with negativity and bullshit, basically. But anyway, guys, we're going to do another Firecraft on this one, this redesigned Kizer Hare. I still really like Kaiser as a company. And by the way, I sent an email to their affiliates marketing director, and she has not gotten back with me, but I'm trying to become an affiliate for Kaiser. So then maybe they can send me some things and I can do Firecraft with them and stuff like that, just to bring content to you guys and to give Kaiser a little more airtime, right? So hopefully that works out too. So like I said, I've got affiliate links from different companies coming in. I've got so many things to get to, guys. The channel's going to get very interesting. I've got a lot of shit to do for the month of April. So that's it, guys. I just wanted to show you guys this Kizer Hare. Still impressed with it. Still like it. Is what it is. So many people was like, buy American. I do buy American. All right. I buy whatever suits me. You know what I'm saying? And I throw it up here on my channel, and all I do is pray that somebody else likes it. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm not monetized yet. I'm just doing this for fun. Sure, I make a little bit of money here and there off my Amazon affiliate links. I make a little bit of money off of, you know, off my other affiliates, you know. But, and that's another thing. Look for all three of these knives in my Amazon affiliate links, because it will be in the description box down below as usual. But I'm not here to make a fortune. I have a full-time job. I have this farm that I deal with. I have the Airbnb I deal with. I am stretched thin all the time. We had tornadoes hit a couple weeks ago. I've been helping some friends of ours with, you know, trying to get their home back in order. Well, basically torn down from the tornadoes that went through last week. So And then I was on vacation for a week doing a fishing trip. You guys may have saw the short on that. So I have been super busy. Springtime of the year, I've been building fence. I've got so much to do, and now I've got all this new stuff coming in that I got to get videos done for. It's gonna get very tight, very wild. But we're gonna get through this, I promise. And I'm gonna hopefully create some great content for you guys. But that's it for now. Brand new Kizer Hare. Look at this stuff on my Amazon affiliate links. And if you like what I'm doing, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we will see ya.